Very briefly, I think there's two things that I think I've kind of focused on as a legislator, and I have to start with a story. I'm not a teacher. I do not serve on the education committee. You have to choose, those areas that you wish to have your expertise in. So I'm kind of a little bit out of my arena on these particular questions. But as a legislator, you have to also pay attention to all the other things and go to good people for advice. I am a Sunday school teacher, though, however. And I teach 7th and 8th grade Sunday school. Somehow my wife roped me into doing that for a few years. When I have an 8th grader that cannot pronounce the word disciple in Sunday school, I know that there's something wrong with the education system. And I have seen some of those readers in my classes, and it really concerns me because I know that they're behind. So regarding specifically the 3rd grade testing and the not socially promoting folks, I actually support that. I think it's a measure of tough love, but I think it's better to maybe be tough on somebody's self-esteem in 3rd grade and hold them back a year and make sure that they have the remedial help that they need. Because to spend the first 3 years or the first 5 years of your life learning to read, you spend the next rest of your life reading to learn. And so I think that's a critical break point. The other thing that it does is, from a taxpayer perspective, is that if this individual ends up being behind the curve, so to speak, all the way through high school, and they just keep getting socially promoted, that ends up costing that person more self-esteem their first year in college when they have to go back and take remedial classes, and it ends up costing the taxpayer more money at the community college level or at the four-year college level or whatever education level, because it will take more time to get that individual through college. And so that's one thing that I support. Second issue, and maybe this isn't, I don't know, we probably disagree on that and probably disagree on the second one, but I think it's a difference in philosophy. We want great teachers to be able to teach. And one of the problems I think right now with the current seniority system is there are great teachers coming into the classroom. Those are always the first ones that are let go because of a seniority system that rewards only for seniority and not what you're doing in the classroom. And I would like to see that change, frankly.
Thank you, and 3 minutes.
Thank you. When the governor's blueprint came out after his education summit 2 years ago, I had a chance to review it. I had my opinions of it. But I thought, this is my opinion. Like Senator Bartz, I'm not an educator. I can read the blueprint, but I don't have to work with the blueprint if it passes as it was presented. So what I did, I had listening posts throughout the area, and I brought in every county seat in my new area, I should say. And during that conversation, I had a great group of people, very diversified, from educators to administrators to some students to school board members to some parents. And the first thing I said, here's a blueprint. The first thing I should say, that everybody that attended wants to have a world-class education system in Iowa. There's no buts about that. But then I said, let's take this blueprint, let's look at it. What do you like? What do you want to modify? What do you want to remove? And what do you want to add? Because after all, you are the people that are going to implement this if and when it passes. You are the people. And I tell you what, it opened my eyes a little bit too. There was a teacher that told me that when it came to 3rd grade reading, and she said maybe it's from how we do things. Because kids, you read to the classroom like in kindergarten first and most of 2nd. And then it switches around like in 3rd. The student starts reading aloud. So again, I think the thing is we have to have the conversation how to make Iowa #1 in education. But it comes from the bottom up, and that's where it should be from. Thank you.
And a 1-minute rebuttal.
Well, just one thing to add, I don't want to make this a rebuttal, but another thing that I think we need to talk about a little bit here tonight is what's commonly referred to as the Senior Year Plus program, which is that segue from high school seniors into college. I've worked very hard with North Iowa Area Community College on rules and regulations regarding making that as seamless as possible. And in some respects, we still have a few things that we could do. I'd like to see that in an education reform package too. But we're part of the way there through rules and regulations changes at the state level. And we'll continue to work to try to make that a more seamless, so that those individuals that are able to take those senior year plus courses can expedite their getting through college and join the workforce sooner.